Yes. Breaking news indeed. Breaking news out of Frisco. Mike Fisher here near Cowboys headquarters, where on Saturday morning, the Cowboys continued to try to find a way to work with Amari Cooper. At the same time, they were in contact with, I'm told, 8 different potential bidders in a trade. And in the noon hour, winner, depending on how you look at it, the Cleveland Browns get Amari Cooper. For Cleveland, this will be an infinitely more almost productive receiver than they've had in a little while. An Amari Cooper so-called down year, they'd be throwing a parade in Cleveland if he does that for the Browns next year. For the Cowboys, this is a salary dump. They traded Amari Cooper, the Cowboys did, for what I'm told immediately was a total package featuring 2 late-round picks. Then we get some more information on this. It's being reported now that Cleveland gets Cooper and a 6th. The Cowboys get a 5th and a 6th. So, in essence, they traded Amari Cooper for a 5th-round pick. Salary dump. And I saw some people say, I wish I could have got a 4. I wish I could have. You had yourself over a barrel a little bit here because teams knew you weren't the one that wanted to pay $20 million. And so they negotiated around that with you. And Cleveland, if it gets production out of Amari Cooper, depending on what they do with his contract moving forward, Cleveland wins the trade in a sense. Again, is $20 million too much for Amari Cooper? Just like with Dak, Zeke, Zach, Tyron, and who am I leaving out? Tank. If you don't win enough games, it's too much. If you give up a 1st-round pick and $20 million a year for Amari Cooper and you don't win enough games, you regret it. Dak Prescott, $40 million a year. If they don't win enough games, they'll regret it. Tyron Smith, biggest contract ever for a tackle, don't win enough games, regret. Zach Martin, biggest contract ever for a guard, don't win enough games, and on and on and on with Ezekiel Elliott and Tank Lawrence and Jalen Smith and all the rest. Teams have spent this past few days in part trying to gauge not only Cooper's trade cost, but also what they might do regarding his contract. And we'll see what Cleveland could do there. But 8 teams were in on this as recently as Saturday morning. Amari Cooper finished the past season with 68 catches, 865 yards, 8 touchdowns. Nothing wrong with that, except it's a subpar year for him at $20 million. Were there effort concerns? We've outlined those. It doesn't mean that I had effort concerns, but people inside the building certainly did. Amari is a passive personality. That much is a fact, and sometimes, in the Cowboys' view, that manifested itself on the field. Cooper was going to be due his $20 million, guaranteed, if he was on the roster by March 21. The Cowboys were going to do something by then. They were also needing to do something by March 16th, cap-compliant day in the NFL. Moving Amari Cooper out now creates $16 million worth of cap room. It also creates somewhat of a void, some might argue, on the wide receiver depth chart, except I don't think it's a theory to say that CeeDee Lamb now should move up and be the number 1 guy, that the rehabbing and hopefully re-signed Michael Gallup can be the number 2 guy, and that you need additional help elsewhere. Amari Cooper gone from Dallas. Fish in Frisco, out.